Well, hello there. My name is sometimes Heather and I play Elder Scrolls Online. Today, we are going to get officially started with the Markarth Zone story with Lady and Rose, my Stormsock vampire. Oh, we are still here. Thursday, charge keyboard. I have been smart and fished out my cable before. Starting to minimize buffing about is this the right cable? Yes, it is. My daily reward is 4 Troy wax. How do you pronounce that word? I am uncertain. Greyholm is located here, and I would like to exit. Let's do this. Easy and convenient. So, getting started with the Markarth.
So, I recently traveled past
Zone
Soul's temple.
story
I hate
is...
to say it, but I think the monks there
Oh, this
have
is a
gone mad.
conversation.
What makes you say that?
They said they were chasing butterflies, but I couldn't see any. They were chasing nothing. It was bizarre and, well, unsettling to see them behave so.
You saw nothing? Odd. You mentioned butterflies. This one has a bad feeling about that. A memory teases and is gone. Oh well.
Must be Uncle Shane. So, Markarth, Zone story. In order to get started, travel to this way shrine and someone will be there to speak with you. But before we do that, let's go through today's daily endeavors. Today's daily endeavors encourage you to complete 2 quests, destroy 5 air atronachis, mine 2 jewel seams, place 2 structure furnishings, or complete 1 duel. Which is all fun. I think we already went through this week's weekly endeavors on Tuesday, but let's just mention that harvesting 15 resources from the world takes about 12 minutes, so go for that. It's easy and fun. Then to Markarth. I have unlocked most of the way shrines, so this should be relatively smooth in regards of like not having to like run around and over it.
Be off, Reeker! Ardkaddock refuses to see you. Now go, before I gut you.
The Ard needs to hear what I have to say, my friend. It is imperative that we speak.
So we meet Count Veranda's Ravenwatch here.
Well, good to see you, my friend.
Hello.
I could use an ally in this desolate place. The Grey Host has turned his attention upon the Reach, but the local ruler refuses my help. This so-called Despot of Markarth thinks walls and sentries will hold back their fury.
The Despot of Markarth?
Ardkaddock. He rules the Reach from Understone Keep in Markarth. I've come to offer my help against the Grey Host, but he has turned me away time and time again. Meanwhile, even here, in the shadow of the city, the Grey Host plots and conspires.
Tell me more about the Grey Host.
It's an alliance of vampires, witches, and werewolves bent on slaughter and destruction. To protect the Reach, I need to learn why the Grey Host has come here, and I need to secure the cooperation of Ardkaddock. Would you be willing to help me?
I will help figure out what the Grey Host is planning and get you in to see the Despot of Markarth.
With your help, we may save the Reach yet. While I continue to exert diplomatic pressure, I need you to find information the Ard will consider valuable. Something concerning the rebels that plague his rule, perhaps. Start by talking to the sentry.
As usual, after the initial conversation, we have the chance to explore the lore a little bit further. I wish to. How will information help get us an audience with Ard? Ard Kadak.
Reach
Difficult
folk
words.
deal in bargains. They respect strength and skill, and they believe in rewarding favors. If we can bring something important to the Ard while demonstrating these qualities, I think he'll agree to hear us out.
You really want to work with someone called the Despot of Markarth. As usual, we are drinking coffee.
If we're to stop the Grey Host and help the Reach, we don't have a choice. At the very least, we need his resources and support. In my time here, I have heard about these rebels, but I'm not sure the extent of their rebellion. See what you can learn.
I will see what I can learn about the rebels and their rebellion.
Remember, remain respectful but wary when dealing with Reach folk. They don't
And then we need to speak with Sentry Botfair.
Didn't you hear? You and that fancy bastard aren't welcome here.
Okay, please.
Get! Or I'll make a scarf out of your guts!
Must be related to Uncle Sheo. The Grey Host has come to the... come to the Reach. Count Verandis wants to help stop them.
We know all about the Blood Drinkers and the Beast Folk. We were dealing with them just fine before Ard Kadak called us back to Markarth. The Witch Rebels are a bigger threat, along with outsiders who try to get into our business.
Which rebels?
Some wilder witch has been stirring up the clans to the east of Markarth, making trouble for Ard Kadak. But we'll have her head on a pike soon enough. Look, if you want to see the Ard, then bring news he doesn't know. Something about the rebels.
Alrighty. We need to gather information now. In 3 locations. Here, here, and here. Which means that we shall travel here. Convenient. If you're looking for guild vendors, you can find them scattered around the way shrine. Which is very convenient. Oh look, Arrowstone. I think I have mentioned this before. Thursday afternoon, 2 p.m. isn't necessarily the best time to want to close Arrowstones because they are very, very challenging to solve and not many people playing at this strange hour. So a more popular time might be a better choice. We come to our first location
Here as
and
long as you
find
like. I'm done waiting for Ard Kadak to muster the clans.
a conversation.
Are you now? And what do you plan to do about it? Join those rebels? You wouldn't have the first clue about how to find them.
That's where you're wrong. Connell says they're gathering in the eastern foothills.
Well, then your head can wind up on a pike with the rest of them, you damn fool.
And gathering information was that easy. Abandoned house. Let's enter. We find a fireplace, which is actually really fancy. I like this. Scary stories of the deep folk and a backpack. Peculiar. Let's run over to our next location. which is over there somewhere. Is this another one? Living on the Karth River. That's locked, so you shouldn't enter, but if you want to, you can. Oh yes, need to keep an eye on jewel seams. That's a mushroom. Did you see me identify a mushroom all on my own? I feel so smart. Oh, Scary Tales of the Druidak, book 1. No book, actually. Wonderful. And also a note. Greyhost Intelligence Dispatch. Brothers and sisters, our spies in Markarth report that members of the Witches' Rebellion have infiltrated the city. They gather in homes and street corners, urging their filthy kin to leave the city and join them in the hills to the east. No normal, self-respecting mortal would trade a warm house for a bearskin hovel, but as our Ashen Lord routinely reminds us, the rich folk are neither normal nor self-respecting. We cannot allow any rich folk to evacuate the city. Any barbarian found wandering the hills and forests of this God's forsaken land is fair game. Let these rebels fear the woods and flee the night. The sooner they die, the sooner our plans come to fruition. Bound in blood. Pentag Hotring. We also find a heavy sack here. Oh. Ink. When scribing first arrived to ESO, it was feared that luminous ink, the currency you need in order to scribe abilities, would be very hard to find and ridiculously expensive, but luckily that is not the case. Ink does drop a bit more rarely than other materials, but it isn't at all impossible to find. Also, prices at guild stores are very reasonable.
Damn witch rebels are as bad as the damn vampires.
We come to our last location and need to speak with a Markor.
Get away from me, you reeker.
Calm down.
You think a rich warrior with only one good leg can't cut you? Well, think again.
I just want to know what happened to you. Was it the Greyhost?
The Grey Host? Does it look like I've been bitten or clawed? It was the damn witch rebels.
Oh dear.
And they can't tell a reach folk from a monster any better than you can. They thought I was one of those invaders. Spirits, take the lot of them.
The witch rebels are hunting the Greyhost?
Aye, like a pack of wild dogs they were. Kept shouting, Arana, Arana, as they bore down on me. I took an arrow in the leg before they listened to me. Before they decided I wasn't an invader. I think Arana spoke to me. I think she was their leader.
Any idea where the rebels came from?
No, like ghosts these rebels are. I plan to return to Markarth and petition the Ard to let me take a war party out to find them. They must be hiding in the eastern foothills. I don't care if they are fighting the Grey Host. They're mine.
Good luck with that. So, he used to be an adventurer like us, and then he took an arrow in the knee. Hence the uncontrollable giggles. go to Understone Keep. Here. Which means we need to return to Markarth. Now is to go to this way, right? Which means I need to follow this route. Orvain, Jute, Maple. Jewel seams aren't usually this difficult to spot. Oh well, it will come in time. My shrine? There. That really blended in with the surroundings. And now the Understone Keep. The waterfall's pretty good. Here. Markarth is a really pretty city. I like the steps and the elements of water. I think this actually looks even a little bit better than it did in Skyrim. Decent. Understone Keep located. Oh, hello.
Yeah, my friend. Was your hunt successful?
Speak with Count Varantis.
You couldn't have timed your arrival any better. Ard-Kadok holds court as we speak. We'll never have a better chance to gain an audience with him. Did your investigation uncover anything we can use? What did you learn?
The rebel leader might be Arana. They're gathering in the Eastern Hills.
Arana? I have heard that name during my time here. Did you happen to learn what these rebels are rebelling against?
Not exactly, but they have spies in the city, urging people to flee to the hills.
Flee the city? With a grey host prowling the countryside? Well, that's 3 valuable pieces of information. I want you to represent me before Ard-Kadok. Explain what you learned and convince him to finally agree to meet with me.
I will present my findings and try to convince Ard-Kadok to meet with you.
Speak with the Ard Sentry. You'll need to convince her to gain an audience with Kadok. I think the information you uncovered about the rebels will be enough to interest the Despot of Markarth, but you can never be too certain with Reach folk.
Completing conversations isn't a mandatory step, but they can offer a bit more lore and clarification to what exactly you're doing.
You again?
Me again.
You dare to disgrace Understone Keep with your presence, outsider? That takes guts, I'll give you that. What's your business in the Ard's Keep?
I bring information from Count Varantis concerning the witch rebels.
Do you now? And you want to share that information with Ard-Kadok? You're certainly full of surprises, outsider. All right, I'll allow you to approach the throne, if your courage holds out. Fair warning, the Ard's in a foul temper today.
I understand.
Not yet you don't, but you will. Ard-Kadok's as likely to remove your head from your shoulders as listen to you, so talk fast, outsider. And remember, the Ard has no patience for fools or flatterers. Keep that in mind.
So, no funny business and no flattery. I'll check. I like their plots. I wish to do something similar in a home I own. Hello there, Art.
What fool do I have to behead for letting you in here? You're not of the Reach or the clans. You've either got the sense of a goat or the heart of a saber cat, and I'm eager to find out which. Now, speak plainly. What brings you to the Despot of Markarth?
I bring information about the witch rebels from Count Veranda's Raven Watch.
The fancy elf, who won't take no for an answer, eh? Yeah, he should have made this offer earlier. News concerning the rebels is a beast worth skinning. Tell me something I don't know, and won't have you fed to my hunting dogs.
They have spies in the city urging your people to flee to the eastern foothills.
Spies? In my city? Well, that would explain some things, but that and a vague location aren't enough to get me to sit down and drink with a high elf. What else have you got? And remember, my patience is wearing thin.
I think the leader of the witch rebels is named Arana.
Arana. I know that name. She's a honey-tongued fanatic who refused to bury her sword when I forged a peace with the Grey Host. She's slippery, eh? But I didn't realize she led the rebels. Sniffing out a Reach witch. That commands respect. For now.
Did you say you made peace with the Grey Host?
Aye. They agreed to spare the city while they look for some ancient relic. Dwarven, I suspect. They can have it. Verandis wants to meet? Then talk to my advisor, Lady Boleyn. Track down Arana for her, and I'll listen to every word he has to say.
All right, I will speak to Lady Boleyn. But first, I will ask Uncle Google who is Art Caddock's voice. ESO Art Caddock voice. Actor. Wes Judson. Thought so. So we get to admire the master at work while during this quest line. Speak to Lady Boleyn.
I couldn't help but overhear Art Caddock's voice. It carries. Now tell me about the leader of the witch rebels. The name you provided? Arana, I believe you said?
Yes, Art Caddock asked me to help you find her.
Ah, therein lies the problem. Reach witches are experts at losing themselves in the many caves and copses that decorate the landscape. It's like finding a tooth in a hen's beak. Most witches give deference to the art. Arana is a troublemaker.
So the art wants you to find her?
Actually, that task falls to you. A favor for a favor, yes? That's how business works here. Locate the rebels, find Arana, and urge her to stop meddling in Markarth's affairs. Do that, and you shall earn a place for you and your count in the Reach.
I will find Arana.
That look on your face. I know curiosity when I see it. Very well. I can spare a few more moments before sending you off on your task. What does the outsider in Ard Caddock's court wish to know?
Do we wish to know more? Tell me more about the art. No.
That look on a history
that's it,
lesson. Very well. Caddock is the cousin of the late Emperor Leovic. He was appointed ruler of Markarth and has governed this region ever since.
I've heard him called both Ard and the Despot of Markarth.
Ard is an ancient title that translates to King of the Fort. The fort being Markarth and Understone Keep. As for that other epithet, it's a name given to him by enemies and outsiders. He may be cruel at times, but he's no tyrant.
Why isn't he just called the King of the Reach?
Reach folk have a saying. Anyone can be a king in the Reach. No one can be a king of the Reach. Few Reach folk will accept a true sovereign. It isn't in their nature. Of course, that makes Cadoc's attempts to safeguard this region, complicated.
I see. So, now we need to find the rebels. Speaking with Count Verandes is an optional step, so...
Over here, my friend. How went your audience with the Ard? Before you run off, tell me about your audience with Ard Caddoc.
Nah. Sometimes they offer more info, sometimes they just want to have a chat. So we need to go here. I haven't unlocked the closest way shrine, so perhaps this will be the best choice. Cities like Markarth kinda sorta make me want to try Skyrim again, and sometimes I do that and then I remember all the reasons why Skyrim didn't agree with me. Which is actually really for me. Oblivion was my favorite game for a very long time, and after Skyrim arrived, I thought that Skyrim would become another favorite, but instead of falling madly in love with it, I actually ended up hating it a little bit.
Hold there, outsider.
Speak with...
These hills belong to the Reach folk, Rover. Turn around and go back the way you came, or I'll have your nose for a trophy.
I'm looking for the witch rebels. I need to speak to them.
Witch rebels, huh? That's just a label applied by the oppressors, don't you think? Look, we have enough trouble with those Greyhost bastards and Cadoc's soldiers. We don't need a curious outsider blundering around and getting in our way, too.
I'm hunting the Greyhost too. I need to talk to your leader, Arana.
You're a hunter? Truly. Sounds more like Caddoc and his keep witch getting up to more mischief. You want to befriend the witch rebels? Then prove it. The Greyhost has set up stockpiles nearby. Find out what they're storing, and then we'll talk.
Alright, I will investigate the Greyhost stockpiles.
The stockpiles were spotted to the east and south. If you can find out what the Greyhost is using them for, then we'll owe you a favor. And true Reach folk never renege on a favor.
So, more locations to investigate. This is, I think, a safe place, so I will refill my coffee now. Excuse me for a moment. I have returned. Hopefully I am in the picture. Let's start from the closest location. Enemies. Achievement unlocked. Saint Pelin's Avenger. Title unlocked. Vanquisher of Grey Host. Which bike fragment take? Then to the second location, which is over there. This probably wasn't the smartest route. Oh. Oh, look, there's a troll under the bridge. Run. This looks like another relatively safe location. Let's examine the achievements we got. Kill 100 Grey Host enemies in the reach. Grants you an achievement and a title. Cool. Didn't know that. I haven't spent that much time in the areas related to
I don't think we're the first to camp here. Lots of fresh tracks.
Skyrim. Oh. Anyways. Didn't think at all. Grey Reliquary Search. We find prepared ashes. One more location to investigate. It's that way.
Get some rest. The guards will watch over us.
Trying to keep an eye out for jewel seams, but can't seem to spot it. Okay, now I'm prepared for enemies. And here we find a note. Letter from Sister Clinod. Sisters. These vampiric servants move like overstuffed heads, too slow. Our Ashen Lord demands more harrow storms, but what are we to do with bumbling oafs who can barely carry a box of turnips, let alone powerful reagents such as grey reliquaries and witch pikes? Come to the gathering circle just northwest of the Balthum Barrow. Our friend in Markarth often meets with Grey Host leaders there. Perhaps she can convince the exarchs to provide more suitable workers. Spirits guide you, Sister Clinod. Investigate the gathering circle. There. I have never been a breakfast person, and today I am very, very hungry due to that reason. I need quite a few enemies here. Luckily, they are easy. We need to go down there. Use the stairs that don't look at all safe. Trunk and backpack. Garbage and water. Letter from Lady Blaine. Pentarch Portring. The witches' rebels continue to frustrate our efforts south and east of the city. Need I remind you that my intrigues in Markarth cannot bear fruit so long as these pugnacious curs run free. Repeated failures rarely go unnoticed, Pentarch. Your messenger delivered the Ashen Lord's summons without incident. A rare but welcome success. I will make my way to Valthume Burrow presently. Perhaps I won't tell our august leader about your recent failures. Yet, bound by blood, Lady Blaine. Talk
This
to
one,
Arana.
Come, Harrier. Give me your measure.
Hello?
Tayfern told me about you, Harrier.
Pretty.
You wanted to talk? Well, here I am. What will it be? A battle? I haven't turned anyone into a goat recently, but I'm willing to try if you so much as raise your weapon.
You're the leader of the witch rebels?
Why does everyone insist on calling us that? Tayfern, remind me to come up with a better name when time permits. As for later, well, I guide this gathering of rich folk if that's what you're asking. But what about you? Why are you here?
Lady Blaine sent me to find you, but according to this letter, she's working with the Grey Host.
Of course she is. She's a vampire, after all. We tried to slay her twice without much luck. Quick as a spooked hare, that one, and twice as cautious. We'll have her fangs soon enough, though. You can read? What else does that sheet of paper say?
Apparently, she's meeting with the leader of the Grey Host in Valthume Burrow.
The leader? Now that's a worthy bit of news. Bones and birds guide us well, but there's no replacing a cunning hunter. Go to the Barrow, Harrier. Listen in on their meeting. Find out what Belaine and her master are up to, and I'll hear you out.
All right. I will find out what Lady Belaine and the Grey Host are up to.
The spirits will see you safely to Valthume, Harrier. After that, I suggest stealth and a strong blade.
Stealth I have, but I rely on staff weapons. Go to Valthume. I fear I am butchering that word, but could be worse. So there's a road that leads there. Let's follow it. or shoot. Enemies. Destination. Maple. Bathroom discovered. I wonder what happens here. Will we get into trouble? As usual. Find Lady Baleine. Looks like a bit of a maze, but I do believe that we have a pretty simple path here. Let's see if we can get turned around and misplaced. Almost missed these. Here perhaps, and then this way. Oh dear. Pentarch Potring. Slight confusion with weapons.
Do not be concerned, Rada al-Saran. Your plan proceeds. Kadok hangs on my every word, and soon Reach folk will fill Markarth like a larder.
Excellent. With Markarth prepared, we need only claim the Arcthan keystone.
I'll make inquiries. Just remember our arrangement. Like you, I hate to be disappointed.
You there, in the shadows. You can't hide from the Ashen Lord. Follow me, if you dare.
We have been spotted. Talk to Rada al-Saran. Oh, I wish I knew that trick. All we know is how to turn into a monstrous vampire beast.
Followed.
Yes.
There's fire in your veins, I'll give you that. Very well. You may speak to me.
Well, let's speak to him.
The thorn that caused me no small amount of irritation and solitude. You thought yourself so clever, so stealthy, spying on me from the shadows. But the darkness answers to me. Why have you come to this forsaken barrow?
Why have you brought the Grey Host to the Reach?
You stand before Rada al-Saran and seek to understand his purpose. Better a torchbug try to comprehend the secrets of alchemy, or a mudcrab the intricacies of necromancy. These events began millennia before your birth. They concern you not at all.
We're going to stop you.
Who is this we you speak of? Certainly not the Reach folk. No, there is someone else. I see them, lurking in your thoughts. An ally, almost as ancient as I am. They're desperate to forestall the coming night. Tell me, who is this person?
I don't have to tell you anything.
And I don't have to resist the urge to rip out your throat and gorge on your blood. But we are civilized beings, exchanging pleasantries in this humble setting. Perhaps we can come to some sort of arrangement. A tip for a tap, as it were.
What kind of arrangements are you talking about?
I propose a simple arrangement. A truth for a truth. Ask a question. I will answer honestly, then I will ask a question in turn. A fair compromise, don't you agree?
Alright, I will play your game.
Excellent. Then by all means, ask your first question.
Why do you want to conquer the Reach?
I have no interest in conquering the Reach. I came here to make use of something very old, very powerful. The Reach has the misfortune to be located directly above it. Many of these mortals will die, not because I want them to, but because they must.
Killing people just to use something is insane.
Not when your purpose is worthy. I do what I do for love. My turn. Your ally, are they a high elf?
We can speak the truth or we can lie. That's... no.
A lie.
Thanks.
But I see the truth in your thoughts. Still, I shall give you another chance. Ask another question.
What is Lady Belaine's role in this?
Lady Belaine is an ally of convenience. Her interests and my design are selfish and predictably narrow. Do you seek to supplant her in Cadoc's court? I recommend against that, for it will not go well for you.
I don't take kindly to threats.
A threat implies only the possibility of punishment. I do not threaten. Belaine has Cadoc's ear. If he takes your side, she kills him and chaos descends on Markarth. If he stands by Belaine, you will be executed. Neither outcome benefits you.
If I fall, others will stop you.
Others? Who? Reach folk? The witch Arana? Your mysterious ally? I am unconcerned. Now, for my question. This ally that hides behind your eyes, does he seek to protect the world by going against his own kind?
Lying, it seems, has little value, so let's speak the truth this time. Yes.
Of course he does. Thank you for your honesty. Now, do you have anything else to ask?
I have nothing more to say to you.
As you wish. Know that this level of cordiality will not be repeated. And this is not a threat. If you continue to meddle in my affairs, I will take far more than your life. On that, you have my word.
So, now we get to return to the Arts Throne. I suppose we have an easy exit. Huge. Because that's what ESO has. An easy exit. I'm trying to remember how close we are to a way shrine. Not very. We could run to this one, of course. Let's try that. Are you a Pewtersea? Yes, you are. I probably mispronounced it. Please ignore that. Dragonthorn? Another! Daily endeavor completed. Mine, too, Jewel seems happy. Well, reaching this way shrine was easier than I thought. I am happy we ran. And also we got the daily endeavor. So then we need to return to the arts room. Ard is difficult to pronounce. I'm trying to avoid it as much as possible. It tends to come out as Arcadic, so that's not right. Talk to Baron.
Welcome back, my friend. Tell me what you learned. Your arrival is fortuitous, as I have only just returned myself. Were you able to make contact with the rebels? Did you meet with Arana?
Yes. I also learned that Lady Blaine is a vampire. She's in league with the Grey Host.
I sensed some deception, but her illusion is powerful. How else did she hide her nature from me? As for Arana, do you think we can convince her and her rebels to join our cause?
Perhaps. She sent me to spy on Blaine, and I wound up talking to the Grey Host leader, Rada al-Saran.
You spoke to Rada? Did he... No matter. If Rada al-Saran is here, our time grows short. Talk to Kadok. If he deems what you tell him worthy, maybe he'll finally be willing to work with me. Then we can figure out how to deal with the Grey Host.
All right, I will speak to the art.
It was only a matter of time before Rada and I crossed paths again. I just didn't think it would be this soon.
Tell me more about Rada al-Saran.
Rada al-Saran and I... we have a complicated history. There was a time when Rada and I stood united in purpose, to preserve the lives and welfare of vampires. Then, as now, our kin suffered under Molag Bol's curse, and the cruelty of mortal hunters.
You had some sort of falling out?
Not exactly. At least, not all at once. When I first met Rada, he was immensely proud but utterly consumed by his failures. He tried to find relief in bloodshed and battle, but he was truly lost. I did my best to help him.
Did it work?
Yes. His bloodlust gave way to introspection, and introspection led to study. He was already a peerless scholar. All Onse were, but he became fascinated with vampire texts. Eventually, he found a new purpose.
A new purpose?
Vampiric salvation. To accomplish this, he needed to break Molag Bol's hold over us and stop mortals from hunting us. I counseled peace with mortals, and for a while he agreed. But things changed, and I left the Grey Host. I thought he died with them.
I knew you were part of the Grey Host, but you never told me why you joined them.
I sought to make the world a better place. I thought the Grey Council could help, but when it became the Grey Host... I formed the Raven Watch as an atonement. For things I failed to do, friends I failed to save. From mortals, and from themselves.
Send report for St. Word. The Grey Host is
I'll hear no more of this. Go! I want to talk to the outsider.
We have returned.
The outsider returns? But are you a true warrior? Or a parasite like these damned leeches? Did you do as Lady Belaine asked? Did you deal with Arana? Tell me you have her head in your pack. I've got a pike on the walls waiting to be decorated.
I found Arana, but I learned something else. Lady Belaine is working with the Grey Host.
That's not what you are asked to look into. Still, it confirms my own suspicions about my own keep witch. Don't look so surprised. I'm not half as stupid as people think, Rover.
If you suspect that she was working with the Grey Host, why allow her to remain in your court?
Allow? I can count on 3 fingers the number of people I allow in Understone Keep. The rest, they come and go as they please. Let me tell you about the Ember Dance. It's a ceremony we perform here in the Reach. Have you ever heard of it?
No.
We grab a handful of hot coals and dance on a bit of straw. Ah, these coals burn, Rover, right to the bone. But if you drop even one, the straw lights, and the flames take all of you to Mullet Ball. Do you see? Belaine's a hot coal. So I grip her tight.
Now that you know for sure, what are you going to do?
I'm going to sharpen my sword. And wait. If you and the Noble plan to fight the Grey Host, I won't stop you. But remember, Markarth is more than dwarven stones and high walls. It's strength. Make Arana understand that. That's how you can help.
I will consider that. Have I done enough that you'll agree to talk to Count Verandas now?
Still begging? I should have the tongue ripped from your head and... God damn it, Rover. A favor for a favor, That's the Reach way. All right, tell the Noble. Our Carrick will see him whenever he's ready.
I'll let Count Verandas know.
You think I'm foolish to keep Lady Belaine close, don't you? It takes a bit of foolishness to rule this place, don't you know? You tell this high elf of yours. I'll see him if he wants.
All right, let's tell Count
Belaine
Verandas
hasn't
that good
returned,
news.
but she could have other eyes here in court. Be wary. I've been watching, but Lady Belaine hasn't returned to Understone Keep yet. I wonder how the Ard plans to deal with her. Speaking of Ard Kadok, will he meet with me now? Will he help us stop Rada al-Saron and the Grey Host?
The Ard will meet with you, but he wants to keep Belaine close for now.
Well, that's some progress, at least, and farther than I was able to get on my own. Thank you. I'll talk to Kadok, then I'd like to make contact with Arana. We'll need the rebels' help and more if we're going to defeat the Grey Host.
And that completes the first
Your
stage
investigations
of
uncovered.
the
What are you planning,
Markarth
Rada?
Zone story. We will pick this up next Thursday. For now, I do believe the time has come to say goodbye. For now, I will return to continue from here next Thursday at 2 p.m. But before that, we shall return to Oblivion tomorrow at some time. I'm suspecting it will be in the evening, but I can't pinpoint the time, so keep an eye out. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all later. Ciao.